Hello students! I'm Almeda Macaranas and I will be your teacher for your lesson today. Our lesson is about properties of rectangle, rhombus, and square. The main objective of our lesson is to give the different properties of rectangle, rhombus, and square. The following activities will help you discover distinguishing properties of special parallelograms. You need a ruler, a pencil, a protractor, and pieces of graphing paper. Do the following activities. On a graphing paper, draw a rectangle, just like this one. Then name your rectangle ABCD. And in the rectangle, I'll be drawing diagonal AC and BD. Now my question here is, are their lengths equal? Are the diagonals congruent? Well, the answer is, the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So meaning to say, segment AC here is congruent to segment BD here. Next, on a graphing paper, again, draw a square. Then name your square as ABCD. Then draw diagonal AC and BD. Now my question is, are their lengths equal? Well, the diagonals of a square are actually congruent. So meaning to say, segment AC is congruent to segment BD. On another graphing paper, construct a square. Then name your square as EFGH, like this one. Then draw its diagonals, so segment EG and segment HF. Label the intersection of the diagonals as M. Then next, measure the two angles, angles EMH and angle GMH. What kind of angles are they? Correct. The diagonals of the square are actually perpendicular because they form right angles. So in here, segment EG here is perpendicular to segment FH. Draw a square on a graphing paper. Then name your square as ABCD. Draw a diagonal AC. And then what do you notice? Into how many angles are the two opposite vertex angles divided? Well, as you can see on the markings, these are the two opposite vertex angles. Notice that each vertex angle is divided into two congruent angles. Actually, each diagonal of a square bisects a pair of opposite angles. So as you can see, angle BAC is congruent to angle BAC. And angle DCA is congruent to angle BCA. On a graphing paper again, draw a rhombus. Then name your rhombus as ABCD. Then draw the diagonals AC and BD. Name the point of intersection as point E. Then find the measures of angle AED and angle CED. DED. What do you notice with the two angles? Actually, these two angles are right angles because the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular with each other. Meaning to say, segment AC here is perpendicular to segment BD. Then on a graphing paper, again, draw a rhombus and name your rhombus as ABCD. Then draw diagonal AC. What do you notice here? In how many angles are the two opposite vertex angles divided? Correct. These two vertex angles are divided into two congruent angles, as you can see here on the markings. So conclusion, each diagonal of a rhombus bisects a pair of opposite angles. So angle DAC is congruent to angle BAC, as well as angle DCA is congruent to angle BCA. So here are the properties of the diagonals of special parallelograms. Number 1, the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. The diagonals of a square are also congruent. The diagonals of a square are perpendicular. Each diagonal of a square bisects a pair of opposite angles. 5, the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular. And 6, each diagonal of a rhombus bisects a pair of opposite angles. Remember, all the properties of parallelograms also hold true for rectangles, rhombi, and squares. Let us apply now these properties. For rectangle ADCB, find each segment length. So this is the figure. So we have to find segment or the distance of segment AB here. So since the opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent and segment DC here is equal to 15, so segment AB must be equal to 15 also. Next, how about segment BC? So since AD here, segment AD is the opposite of segment BC and it is a rectangle, so they must be congruent. So segment BC is equal to 8. Then what is the measurement of segment BX? So this is segment BX. And since the diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other, so if DX is 8.5, it means segment BX is also 8.5. Then what is the measurement of segment DB? Here is segment DB or the diagonal. So if segment DX is 8.5 and segment DX is congruent to segment BX, so the whole segment DB is also equal to 2 times 8.5, or simply that is equivalent to 17. And what is the measurement of segment AX? This one. So since the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent and AX is the half of segment AC, so therefore AX is equal to 8.5. And segment AC is actually a diagonal of a rectangle and the diagonals are congruent. So since DB is equal to 17, so AC is also equal to 17. Next example, for rhombus JKML, find each angle measure. So this is the given figure. So we are asked to find the measurement of angle 1. So this is angle 1. We know that the diagonal of a rhombus bisects the vertex angle. So if this is 37 degrees, it follows that the measurement of angle 1 is also equal to 37 degrees. Next, what is the measurement of angle 2? So this is angle 2, and we learned that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular with each other. So if they intersect here, they form a right angle. So the measurement of angle 2 is 90 degrees. Next, what is the measurement of angle 3? So this is angle 3, and this figure is a triangle. And the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So if the measurement of angle 1 is 37, and the measurement of angle 2 is 90, to be able to get the measurement of angle 3, we will be using the formula 180 minus the measurement of angle 1 plus the measurement of angle 2. So by substitution, we have 180 minus 37 degrees plus 90 degrees. So we have here 180 minus 127, or simply, the measurement of angle 3 is 53 degrees. Next, the measurement of angle 4. This is angle 4. So since we know that the diagonals of a rhombus bisects the vertex angle, so therefore, whatever is the measurement of angle 3 must be also equal to the measurement of angle 4. So since the measurement of angle 3 is 53 degrees, so measurement of angle 4 is also 53 degrees. What is the measurement of angle KML? This is KML. As you can see here, the measurement of angle KML is just the sum of the measures of angles 3 and 4. So, the measurement of angles 3 and 4 is just equal to 53 plus 53, or simply 106 degrees. And the last but not the least, what is the measurement of angle MLJ? This is MLJ. And the measurement of angle MLJ, angle L is actually the opposite of this particular angle. So, angle K, so the measurement of angle MLJ is just equal to measurement of angle 1 plus 37, or simply 37 plus 37, which is equal to 74. ABCD is a square such that AD is equal to 12 and DX is equal to 8. Find each angle measure or segment length. So this is the given figure. This is a square, ABCD. So we are asked to find the segment BX. So this is segment BX. So this is actually half of the diagonal DB. So if DX is 8, so BX must be equal to 8. And what is the measurement of segment AB? So since this is a square, and the definition of a square is, it is a parallelogram where the four sides are congruent. So since segment AD is 12, so it is also congruent to segment AB. So segment AB is equal to 12. So next is segment DB. So segment DB is a diagonal, and we know that segment DX plus segment BX is actually equal to segment DB. So you just what? Add the measurement of these two, So 8 plus 8 is equal to 16. Next, segment BC. So this is segment BC. Since segment AD is equal to segment BC, so segment BC is equal to 12. What about segment AC? This is a diagonal. So the diagonals of a square are congruent. So since segment DB is equal to 16, so segment AC is also equal to 16. Now, what is the measurement of angle AXB? This is angle AXB. So since the diagonals of a square are perpendicular with each other, so if they intersect here, they form a 90-degree angle. So the measurement of angle AXB is equal to 90 degrees. Next, letter G. What is the measurement of angle XBA? So this is XBA. So since the diagonal of a square bisects this angle, and this angle is actually a 90-degree angle, so half of it, that is equal to 45 degrees. Next example. Okay, let us sum it up. The three special parallelograms are rectangle, rhombus, and square. So number 1, a rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 right angles. Rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. 3, square is a parallelogram with 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides. Here are the properties of special parallelograms. 1 is the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. Please take note of that. The diagonals of a square are also congruent. The diagonals of a square are perpendicular. Each diagonal of a square bisects a pair of opposite angles. Then the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular. And number 6, each diagonal of a rhombus bisects a pair of opposite angles. Did you understand it very well? If not, you may go back to the lesson presented in your module. If today's lesson is very clear to you, then congratulations. You may now answer the exercises in your module. Then good luck.